Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures, to imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. Well, hello, and welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Couri. Today, we have a show all about our health and taking care of ourselves as chronologically we age, but we don't have to ever get old. So that's what my guest is going to be talking about today. But before we get there, I just want to welcome you to the show and say, if you want to connect with me, just go to alicia360.com. That's the best way to connect with me. And I want you to go to winwinwomen.com, because if you are a woman and you're watching this show, Win-Win Women has so many resources for you. If you love live events, there are women's circles, there are events, and there might be one in your area. So go check out winwinwomen.com, check out the store, see what's going on, because we have so much happening for us, by us here on Win-Win Women. And additionally, I want to encourage you to check out other show hosts. Go look at the playlists of other show hosts and check it out, because there might be something in there for you. Now, let's get to our guest. Our guest today is an amazing woman. Nancy, would you like to come up and join us here on the show?
Oh, hello, Alicia. Yes, I would love to join you on your fun show.
Nancy, I'm super excited to have you here with me, because not only are you a show host on Win-Win Women with me, you have an amazing show, Healthy Cells Chick, but also you have pinch hit for me once, where you hosted my show for me when I was not available. And I thank you so much for that. You were a great host for my show.
Oh, thank you, Alicia. And I'm so grateful to be able to be with you today and just have a great, fun conversation, because anything that we share that can help somebody else in any way, shape, or form, that's why we are still here.
Yes, amen to that. Amen to that. And we had a little conversation before we came on on the show about caregiving. And so you are all about health and wellness and really staying active and healthy in your life. And I want, first of all, and then we're going to talk about caregiving, but I want, first of all, for you to share a little of your background in health and wellness, and the confidence that it gave you as you were growing up being someone in that industry.
Well, it really started, Alicia, with the premature deaths of my father and my brother. My father died when I was 9 of Hodgkin's disease, and then my oldest brother was studying to be a doctor in the Navy and discovered his own leukemia and lived 2 years longer. So their premature deaths inspired me to start being preventative and proactive and do research and learn all that I could about preventative, healthy living.
Wow.
And so that was a long time ago. But my mother also, Alicia, was a great influence, because she was, quote, a health nut before her time. And she lived to be 96 before she moved home to be with the Lord. But she was the one. We always used colloidal silver. We always used different alternative things. And I just thought that was natural.
Yeah,
everybody did
exactly.
that,
But that's how you were raised. You didn't know anything different.
Mm-hmm. Correct. And so, but again, I've been a 40-year researcher in natural prevention, and I think knowledge is powerful, and wisdom and understanding, and they all three go hand in hand. So, but you have to walk the talk too. And
yes,
believe me, it's not an easy road. You do have to make that effort. You have to make those decisions. And you and I were also talking about, that self-care. If we don't schedule it in, it doesn't happen.
It doesn't. And it's beyond just scheduling it in, because as I shared before we came in here, I had an appointment scheduled with my chiropractor before our our interview today, and it was in my schedule. I didn't even look at my schedule. So sometimes
You need to do that, yeah.
I need to look at my schedule.
We
So
got a
sometimes,
schedule. We're just not going to look at it.
right, you could schedule it and then you could just like, yeah, whatever. It's
Yeah.
about doing and practicing it. You also shared a really interesting tidbit, is that you were a gym rat. You love to go to the gym. See, I don't love the gym, but you love the gym. How did that come about? How did you become like so loving of gyms?
And that was, again, probably, oh my gosh, over 50 years ago. But I was raised with three brothers. And so, you know, they're always working out and doing stuff. But I really became introduced to it and could see the benefit of pretty much, you know, with the muscles and all those. But then, you know, as time evolved, I didn't stay so much in the gym. I really had my own kind of exercises and working out. And it keeps evolving because as we continually age, and that's our goal, is to continue to age, not get old, but you have to either move it or lose it. And so
Yes.
you find those ways that you enjoy exercising and moving. And it's not just for one thing. It is awesome for your brain and for your mind. So, but that was I guess the beginning, and I've never stopped. Over the years, I've always done something, and we'll continue to keep doing whatever it takes.
Yeah, because so many times we see people 60s, 70s, 80s, and they're old. I remember when I was in my early 40s, and someone who's the same age as I am, actually, she's a few months younger than I am. I'll pull seniority on her. I'm in May. She was born in August, and she was saying, like, we were both 45, and she was saying, oh, you don't know how old I am? I'm old, girl. I'm 45. I'm old. And I was like, okay, if that's your confession, because I'm the same age as you and I look 10 years younger than or even more so, because people would confuse me for being back then, even in my 20s. And so I'm like, I'm never gonna have that as a confession, number one. And number two, I felt like she looked older because she kept saying that she was old. And I feel like some people who age, who are in that process of aging, they neglect the youth, you know, to be youthful. They neglect to be energized, and they continue to have this, well, I'm old, my bones are brittle, I can't do that, my knees, my back, oh my, you know, like
whatever we confess, Alicia, that's what, you know, what it comes about. And so, but you know what you just said, you can enjoy life, you can make things fun, and wherever you are. I've seen people that have had injuries and those types of things, and they make the effort and they find a way. And just, you know, exactly what you're talking about, what you confess, you know, over and over again, how you live your life. I mean, people have said, you know, we're a result of what we've been sowing in all these years. And I know life happens. We all go through tests and trials. I mean, I've reversed osteoporosis naturally over 40 years. And so there's things that we can do. But I think
absolutely,
it's a mindset. It's a mindset.
It's a mindset. And I was diagnosed with osteopenia, the precursor to osteoporosis. So after I had my tumors removed, so I had breast cancer tumors that were discovered. I had those removed, and then they wanted to put me on hormone therapy for 5 years, which is their protocol, their normal protocol. And I didn't want to do that, but they said, you know, we'll do a bone density scan just to see which drug we're going to put you on. And turns out, because I'm in osteopenia, they couldn't put me on these particular types of drugs. But there's one particular drug that they can put me on, which now opens up the possibility of uterine cancer. So I was like, you know what? No, thank you. But that, again, that's my choice. There are a lot of women that take that drug, and I've just decided that I'm not putting that in my body, because I'm working really hard to heal and maintain a healthy ecosystem within my body.
Absolutely.
And so I'm doing something. I said all of that to say that I'm doing OsteoStrong. So I love, like, OsteoStrong is a methodology to help trigger bone growth, natural bone growth, by creating muscle failure. You go to the point where you're pushing so many pounds of pressure against the muscle, and it's not strenuous. It doesn't hurt you, but you're putting pounds of pressure against that bone and those muscles to create that failure to trigger bone growth. So I am interested to hear how you were able to reverse osteoporosis yourself.
Well, and again, I was a researcher, still am, but I knew, and the same thing for me. They wanted to put me on Fosamax and some other different things. And after I researched, I thought, no, thank you. And so, but over the years, with the omegas, with strontium, with, some great supplements and things. But you said the great thing, that resistance training. You have to do the exercise with the resistance training. Sleep is huge. I mean, that's our recovery time. So it's not any one thing. But the other thing too, Alicia, keeping your pH alkaline, and there's ways to reset that every day, because our body, even our cancer thrivers that I love working with, as long as they are resetting their pH every day to alkaline, and there's easy ways to do that, those are all things like you talked about. It's not any one miracle thing, but it's a combination.
It's a combination of things. So tell me about that, resetting your pH.
Okay, so you can test your saliva and your urine and as long as you're staying 7 to 7.5, it gives you more peace of mind. But resetting it, there's alkaline versus acidic foods that you can incorporate in your body. There's something that I have been using over 16 years, is very gentle. It's a cellular cleanse, a liquid cleanse, and it is pure alkaline. It's from the heart of aloe. So that's another great way to reset, just having a couple of ounces of that in the morning or at nighttime. And so there's different ways that you want to make sure that you can incorporate that alkalinity into your body. I mean, a lot of people will drink, alkaline water, or eating those foods that, promote your body to stay in that state. And so,
I drink alkaline water every day. Yeah, so, but not the grocery store alkaline, because alkalinity does not last. Right. It's you think you're buying alkaline water, it's the alkalinity is already
gone.
Within the first, 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. But anyways, but there's, again, just like what you are doing, you're being very holistic, and you're looking at everything that you're doing. And I'll tell you, stress is another thing that knocks your pH into acidity. And so as you're managing stress and combating those types of things that we're bombarded with every single day, you just learn those ways.
Oh, wow. I'm loving this conversation, because it's right in alignment with where my life is right now in being healthy. And I noticed the background you had before. You had the elixir, the collagen elixir. I take that as well. I take that elixir, not every day, but at least a few times a week. I do take that. And
it's great because that boosts your own body to continually manufacture and make it. And so, and I think
collagen is something we need for our bones, our muscles, our skin. So it's not just, a lot of people think that collagen is just in the skin, and the skin is your largest organ. So you do need collagen in your skin, but it's also in your tissue. It's in your muscles. It's in your those veins and arteries to keep them pliable. So collagen runs through your entire body. And as we age, that collagen is depleted. So we need to do stuff to help reboot that collagen and boost that collagen. So
absolutely.
Yes, I love it. You're educating us all with some really great things that we can do. And when you feel good about yourself and you know that you're healthy, your confidence goes up. There's nothing worse than feeling really crappy. Because when you feel that, you don't feel confident. You're not your best self. So this show really is all about building and boosting your confidence by boosting your health. And what are some other self-care practices that we can incorporate into our lives as we age? Because you said, you were a gym rat. In fact, you shared that you were an Arnold Schwarzenegger trained gyms, but you did that, and then as you grew and developed, you found different modalities, you found different exercises, different things that you can do. And even now, as you continue to age, you find different ways to keep your body moving and healthy. So as we age as women, what are some areas that we can incorporate different types of exercise, or what are some different types of exercises we can do?
Oh, and everybody is different too, Alicia. So just a fun fact, that people that dance are 80% less likely to have dementia. So you can put music on and dance and just like nobody's even watching you. But I love doing holy yoga. I've discovered that years ago. And it's like,
what is holy yoga?
I know.
Right?
So my friend Jenna, I was introduced to it over 10 years ago. And it's just a practice that, you've got scripture, you've got different things, and every single practice has been different. And she gives a word of knowledge, like what our body needs for that day. But we have, it's a combination of that quiet, that meditation, releasing, receiving, stretching, exercising. By the time I get finished with my little over an hour, I thought, I have just been to therapy, I've exercised, and I feel
spirit, soul,
refreshed.
mind, body, everything. You just got the whole download right there. Yeah.
It is. I cherish the time that I get to practice with her each week. But then I also love doing different workouts, and I find a lot of fun things on YouTube. I mean, we talk about gym rats, and I mean, people do still need to go and exercise with people for the social interaction, because people need people. And so, but I like doing weights. I still like doing, different modalities. I like doing some walking and dancing kinds of exercises. So I do probably about 3 or 4 different types each week, and just keep mixing it up.
Because variety is the spice of life.
It is. And I love, like, even my first book was the GRT journal. It stands for Gratitude, Reflections, and Tips, and how important it is for us to write things down, because we're so much more likely to accomplish things. But you women, especially,
if you read it,
we need
to go back and look at it.
We need to rejoice and be grateful for the things that we do. And, exercising, drinking the right amount of water, the nutrition, something for fun, So I think we're always releasing, Alicia, and to receive. And it also always keeps going. But for you're talking about just sort of a healthy practices for women. Again, for myself, I have my quiet time, my meditation time, my devotions. I have my exercise, and I have my jet fuel nutrition, because I know what I feel like when I do and I don't. You were talking about, when you feel good or not. All you got to do is stop that little healthy lifestyle for a day or so, and you'll realize, oh, this is really working.
Yes, because you start feeling crummy. You really do. You feel sluggish, and it's like, oh, why did I do that to myself?
But that's a good indication that what you are doing is working.
Yes. Because your body is sensitive, and it will respond quickly to when you're not doing the things that it craves. And it does crave this healthier
the
What
effort.
is the word I'm looking
Yeah.
for? Yeah.
Well, it is. It's a healthy lifestyle, but it's, and it's something that we just tweak as we age.
Hmm.
And because, we're living here in this world and we're exposed to so many different things. And you and I were just talking a few minutes ago, too, that we're living in a combative zone. Our minds, our bodies, and our spirits are under combat every single day. And we have to learn those good, healthy ways to fight back and to,
Yeah.
be proactive in because you and I both know it's a lot less costly to be preventative and proactive than have to be
And
reactive.
end up in the hospital. Yes, for sure. I want to switch a little bit because we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about taking care of yourself, but from the position of a caregiver, when you are suddenly, so you're taking care of yourself, you're doing all the things, all the right things, and then you're put in a position as a caregiver. Many times we overlook ourselves and because we're so busy caring for someone else. How can women especially continue to nurture their own selves while giving to someone else?
And again, you're so right on because this has happened to me just recently too. All of a sudden, you are now thinking and doing for two people instead of one, and so you have
And
to
by the way, I don't mean to interrupt, but that happens when women have babies too. When you have a baby, that happens when your kids go off to college and then you're caring for an elderly a parent or a spouse. So it can happen any moment in time for you. But keep going. Sorry.
Oh, no. You're exactly correct. But then you just have to make sure that we prioritize. And just like you were talking about, we schedule things, but do you look at your schedule? And so, you have to schedule those things in for yourself. It's just like when you've heard the whole adage so many times, when you're on an airplane, put your mask on before you help somebody else. If we are not taking care of ourselves, then we get worn out to nothing. But I'll tell you, the emotional is a big wear and tear on your body physically. And so that's when women need to ask for help. We need to find those resources. We need to find those things that are going to come along and support us. And, we're not superwoman. We weren't created to live two lives.
Hmm.
And so we need to, continue to take care of the life that we've been entrusted to, but also be that caregiver and find those resources to be able to help and support. And they're there. I mean, you just have to dig and research and ask. And
Yeah.
so I think that's something that I've been learning so much over the last few months that I never knew before. But I'm going to continue to learn and become educated and knowledgeable. And, I think it's a heart attitude as well. But
Mhm.
using that brain, that mind, that incredible computer God has given us, we need to be smart and wise and to be able to, again, talk with people that have gone through it. They've been there and done it. We can learn from each other, Alicia. And that's one of the things I love about Win-Win Women. We are always learning from each other.
Yeah. I love that. My sister, I mentioned, she is caregiving for my mom and my dad. So both of them moved into her house. They're divorced and both of them had to move into her house and she's caregiving. And so some of the things that she does, like she's like, I'm getting my nails done. I
Mhm.
go to get my nails done. It might not seem like a big deal to some people, but that's the time that she can just quiet and do something that is just for her and not have to think about anything or anyone else. And she can have, that peaceful time, an hour, hour and a half, whatever time it takes to do that for herself. So she's like, I'm committed, even though, finances might be a little bit tight or something else. She's committing that time for herself to do something because she knows when her hands look good, when her nails are done, she feels good about herself. So it could be something as tiny as that that can give you pleasure and joy and peace and make you feel good in that moment, so that you're not just
Serving.
pushing it off
Yeah.
and saying, I don't have time for that. I don't have the money to do that. I just don't, self-care doesn't have to be this ritualistic thing, but it has to be purposeful. And it has to be something that really impacts you. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says about it.
Not at all.
Yeah. So, like for me, I take care of myself. Monday mornings are my time. So I do my osteostrong therapy, and then I do my chiropractor, and I'm doing this other process to help tighten my skin. I'm testing it out to see if it really does work. But I'm going to this spa to do this thing on Mondays for a few weeks. And so Mondays are my time that I really take care of myself. But every day I do something for me. Every single day I wake up, I pray, I read my Bible, I go for a walk. So that's like my daily practice. But then my extra self-care, because I came through that process of healing myself from breast cancer. And so I need to make sure I'm doing my lymphatic drainage. I'm getting, my systems aligned and right, and all those things. And I think before I used to feel guilty about spending the money on doing those things. But again, that's preventative. These are things that are preventative, that are needful and helpful for me to be my best.
And look at it, if I may suggest too, Alicia, that it's not spending the money, it's investing the money. And money is a tool. We talk about the health of physical and finances, and money is, it's energy, and it's a tool.
Resource.
It is to be used. And so you're investing in taking care of what God has entrusted you with.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So tell us about your show and when it's on and how people can reach you.
Well, my show's on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And it is, like you said, the Healthy Sales Chick Show. And we're all about our healthy mind, our body, and our spirit. And pretty much, and I love different guests that I get to have on and learn from all the time. But anything that we're doing is either investing in or taking away from that healthy mind, that body, and that spirit. So we want to learn all the ways that we can to, again, be a good steward of what we've got, and then also be able to have information and things to share with other people. So 7 o'clock Eastern time is my show on Win Win Women TV.
Excellent. And do you have something coming up? Anything special coming up? I know you do.
Well, we always have fun things coming up and great guests. And so I always am looking for incredible people, and again, to highlight and just to do. I'm looking at collaborations with other women too, because it's more fun. It's more fun when you bring other women together and you join forces in those gifts and talents, and to be able to serve others. So there's always something in the works.
Yes. And Win Win Women is working right now on something for International Women's Week. And are you hosting an event?
I have not scheduled it. I'm looking to potentially co-host.
Co-hosting,
possibly. Just because of what we talked about earlier. I am now a full-time caregiver. So that means
your time. Yes, absolutely. So look forward to that. Just be a part of Win Win Women, like really engage in Win Win Women. And if you would like to be a show host like Nancy and myself, go to redcarpetceo.com. There is a link. You'll see the Win Win Women logo. If you click on that link, it will take you to where you can sign up to be a show host. So if you have something burning inside of you, a message or something that you want to share with others, or you just want to learn more and interview other people to learn more about the world that we live in and things that you can do. I mean, Oprah has become so knowledgeable and such a wealth of a resource for so many people and so many things, because she sat and interviewed so many people over the years that she grew her knowledge base. So even if you don't think you have anything specific to share, but you could be a host and you like to talk and you're inquisitive, maybe be a show host and invite people to your show and interview them. And that way you broaden your knowledge base. So I encourage you to go to redcarpetceo.com and check it out and become a show host yourself. Any last words, Nancy?
No, I just want to encourage women and men to always participate and never stop learning, just like you were talking about, and then never stop sowing kindness into other people. I got to meet Zig Ziglar before he died, and I love a lot of the things he had said. If you come across somebody that doesn't have a smile, give them yours.
Oh, I love that. And with that, I love ending the show on that. I want to encourage you to be bold, to be brave, and every day do just one thing to step out with audacious confidence. I'm your host, Alicia Couri. Until next time, I'll see you on another episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win Win Women TV. Mwah.